What's going on, everyone? It's Stefano here, and today I'm going to finally show you my standing desk setup that has dramatically increased my productivity and my workflow. Because I'm a freelance photographer, I spend a lot of time at my desk editing. So a few months ago when I got my standing desk, I posted an Instagram story and a lot of you guys wanted to know what kind of desk it was. I was going to make a video then, but the desk wasn't really set up how I liked it. So if you're interested in getting a standing desk and you don't want to spend a crazy amount of money, this is definitely the video for you. When I was browsing around for a computer desk, I was looking for something that was big, but also very comfortable to work at. I'm not the type of person that can sit for long periods of time, and after 4 hours my back tends to hurt and work tends to not get finished. I searched through hundreds of standing desks and all of them were in the $600 to $1,000 price range, and I was not about to spend that. Something that you guys don't know about me is that I hate spending money on expensive products when I know I can go with a different brand and get the same functionality out of a cheaper product. So let's get right into the setup. Starting off with the desk, it's a Vivo Electric 55 by 24 inch sit stand desk from Amazon. I'll link every product in the video description down below if you want to check them out for yourself. This desk uses one single electric motor that gives you a height range of 29 inches to 47 inches. The desk has 3 memory presets to save your preferred height and a timer for a friendly reminder to sit or stand throughout the day. I actually use this timer a lot to remind me every 2 hours to change positions. The desk only supports 88 pounds, and that's where you'll see a difference in some of the more expensive desks. I've seen desks that support 200 pounds, but why would you ever put that much weight on a desk? It was easy to set up and overall has been great. I only have 2 issues, and it's something I already knew when I purchased the desk, and that's the top. I'm not a fan of the rounded corners. I wish they were square, and I wish there was a little bit more depth. The desk is 24 inches deep, and for me, I just feel like it's not enough room. But like I said, I already knew this when I bought the desk. I took a lot of measurements and I saw the rounded corners. My plan is to switch out the top for solid wood when this one starts to get dinged up, because I know it will. The price of this desk was only $350 or $280 if you're in the US. I did see that the price is now $399, and I'm wondering if that's because the demand is higher with everyone working from home, or maybe I just got it on sale. Since getting this desk, I've been more productive because it is something I'm comfortable working at, but just the desk alone didn't improve my productivity. It took the entire setup. I really wanted to have good cable management for this build, so instead of having a bunch of different cables plugged into the power bar that's plugged into my wall, I actually bought a power strip that I mounted to the bottom of the desk. With a power strip mounted like that, I'm able to have everything strapped to the bottom of the desk. This way I can raise and lower my desk with no issues of cables being pulled or disconnected from the plug. The only cable that is plugged into the wall is the cable for the power strip, and it's quite long, so I don't have to worry about it pulling when I adjust my desk height. One of the biggest things that I think helped increase my productivity is the lighting. Now you're probably thinking, how does lighting change how productive you are? But let me explain. I think one of the most important factors leading to how productive you are is how comfortable you are in your workspace. Have you ever seen those rooms that are completely decorated with LED strip lights or Christmas lights everywhere? There's something about this type of lighting that completely changes your overall mood. Trust me, I didn't believe it either until I got these lights. I ended up going with the Govee LED strip lights from Amazon. These lights have been great, and after using them on my desk, I ended up buying another pack for the back of my TV. It comes with a controller allowing me to change the color of the lights and as well as the brightness. You've seen these lights in the back of my YouTube videos, and as you can see, I'm always changing the color to match the mood I'm in. I mounted my lights on the edge of the desk closest to the wall because the effect from the light bouncing off the wall I think looks really cool. The ceiling light is just too powerful and unflattering, especially at night. I would actually avoid working at my desk in the evening because I didn't want to have that light on. Having lights like these or even just a small lamp on your desk is game changing. For my office chair, I'm using the Kendros task chair from Staples. I've had this chair for a while. It's constructed of leather, at least I think, and it's actually really comfortable. This chair has 4 different adjustments: one to adjust the height of your armrest, an adjustment for the height of your seat, an adjustment to tilt your seat, and an adjustment to independently tilt the backrest. For me, because I'm getting up every 2 hours, this chair is more than enough. However, I have spent 6 to 7 hours sitting in this chair before getting a standing desk, and I will say it does start to get a little bit uncomfortable. When I do get tired of this chair, I will probably go with a more expensive ergonomic chair, because it is true that a comfortable chair makes a huge difference in how you work. For my main computer, I'm using the Razer Blade 15. This laptop is so powerful, and I honestly couldn't imagine working on anything else. For the longest time, I was running a monitor with this laptop when stationed at home, but got rid of it because the display on the Razer Blade is just way better. This Razer Blade isn't the Creator OLED model, but the specs are still really good. For photo or video editors, how many times have you exported your project and looked at it on another device to see that your color grade was off or it wasn't how you looked when you exported it? Well, that's because a lot of monitors aren't calibrated properly, or they are not color accurate. The Razer Blade has a 100% sRGB color accurate display with 300 nits of brightness, which is awesome. The reason why I went with the Razer instead of all the other cheaper options was because of the enclosure. I hate laptops that are made out of plastic. When you're typing, the keyboard bends. If you open the screen and you only open from the one side, the entire screen twists, hinges break, corners break. I didn't want to deal with any of that. And so I bought the Razer Blade because the enclosure is made out of aluminum, just like the MacBooks. I wanted a laptop that looked sleek and was secretly a powerful editing or gaming machine. I didn't want RGB everywhere, and even though the Blade has RGB, you have the option to turn it off and select a neutral color like white. The laptop is sitting on a stand made by Nulixy. If you're working on a laptop, I would highly recommend getting a laptop stand. Stand elevates my laptop about 6 inches, fixing my posture and relieving neck and back pain. Studies say that the top of your monitor should be at about eye level for the best ergonomics. Ever since raising my laptop, I have yet to experience any neck pain like I have before. The stand is sturdy and made of aluminum, which is great because it allows for more airflow and better air dissipation to cool the laptop. You'll find some stands to be really expensive, but this is very cheap and does the exact same thing. To complete the laptop setup, I had to get some peripherals. For the mouse, I'm using the Razer DeathAdder V2. I've had this for a couple years now and it's still one of my favorite mice. It's not too small or too big, instead it fits in my hand perfectly. This is so important when you spend a lot of time on your computer. A small mouse will make your hand cramp after a while, and a mouse too big will just be uncomfortable. For the keyboard, I decided to go with the PicTech mechanical keyboard from Amazon. The right keyboard can make a huge difference in your productivity. The keyboard on the Razer itself isn't too comfortable in my opinion, like most laptops. There's not much key travel, and because of this, it's very easy to double press a key or to mistype. I went with an 80% because I wanted a keyboard with a smaller form factor while still having some essential keys you wouldn't get in a 60%. The crazy thing is that this keyboard was only $30. For the price, you can't beat it. The pads of my fingers sit perfectly on the keys, and I love the amount of travel I get with the blue switches. The keyboard has 5 different lighting modes, which is a nice touch, even though I've never been a fan of RGB. The keyboard is not Bluetooth, instead it's wired, but that's what you can expect in cheaper keyboards. Aside from my computer, I'm always using my iPad Air 4. This is like a second monitor to me, but not connected to the computer. When I'm working on my laptop, I usually have my iPad on the side where I'm doing research, on FaceTime, watching YouTube, or even using it to voice type scripts for these YouTube videos. I'm always creating YouTube thumbnails in Procreate, and this is where the Apple Pen really shines. Or sometimes I'm editing photos on my laptop, but I want to use the Apple Pen to make a finer adjustment. Lightroom automatically syncs photos between devices, so I can instantly start editing the same photo on my iPad. However, for those who do have an iPad, you know how hard it is to type on the screen, so I had to pair it up with the Apple Smart Keyboard. The comfortability of this keyboard was very surprising to me. My finger pads sit perfectly on the keys, and it actually seems like there's more travel on this keyboard than there is on my Razer laptop. The keyboard folds backwards if you wanted to use the iPad without the keyboard, like a tablet, but it also folds right over as a cover. The iPad has definitely helped with improving my productivity and bettering my workflow. When I'm working and I have that creative flow where I'm super productive, something I try to avoid is interrupting the flow whatsoever. This can be as little as getting up for a drink of water or searching for a phone charger. And that's why I got the Anker wireless charging pad. I could just place my phone on the charger and leave it there the entire day while I'm working. I don't have to unplug it and plug it back in every time I want to use it, and I can still see all my notifications. It's clean, it's simple, and I'll always have a charged phone. For a wireless phone charger, it was actually really cheap, and it only cost me $16. For headphones, I'm using the Sony MDR-10Rs. To be honest, Sony probably doesn't even make these anymore. I was given these headphones about 7 years ago, and I still think they are incredible. Come to think of it, I probably need to upgrade soon, but if they still made these, I would definitely buy them again. These headphones deliver studio quality sound from deep lows to soaring highs. I use these headphones for video editing to ensure I'm getting the best audio quality. They have Bluetooth functionality if I wanted to pair them to my phone or other devices, and they are noise cancelling. Because I live in a smaller space and my brother might be watching TV or playing some music, I use my headphones a lot to eliminate sounds around me to really focus on the task I'm working on. I think these costed around $200 when they were new, but you can probably get a new pair of Sony Studio headphones for cheaper than that. Now, I hate clutter and a messy desk. My headphones were always lying around, so I needed a place for them to be easily accessible and out of the way. I went with a super cheap headphone stand from Amazon. It was only about $12. It's made of plastic and it's not the strongest, but it does exactly what it's supposed to do. Because the Razer Blade only has 3 USB ports and 2 USB-C ports, I needed to get a USB hub. I also didn't like a million different cables plugged into my laptop because I just don't think it looks the cleanest. The hub is an Insignia 4-port USB hub. It's nice because only one cable is plugged into my laptop and the other USBs all plugged into the hub, making for a way cleaner setup. The microphone I have mounted on my desk is the Rode Pod mic, and it's mounted using the blue microphone arm. To be honest, I bought this microphone because I thought I was going to be using it a lot more for my videos, but I ended up just using the Zoom H4n Pro instead. So the microphone is really just there because it looks cool. Not to say I don't use it, because I have used it for some voiceovers, and if I'm making any tutorials at my computer, this is definitely the microphone I'll be using. And lastly, my notebook and notepad. Something I've been doing lately is writing down my tasks for the day. If I need to post on Instagram, revise my YouTube video, check my emails, create content for TikTok, anything that I need to do throughout the entire day gets written down. This way I'm always on track and I always know what I have to complete next. Anytime I think of new content ideas, I grab my notebook and write it down right away. Sticky notes have helped me a lot because I'll have them on my desk, and every time I look down, I see the next task staring right at me. It's like a constant reminder. If you're struggling staying on task, I would highly recommend getting sticky notes. So that's my standing desk setup. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified when I post a new video. Yes, even just a like helps me with the algorithm. Peace.